Fox Carolina investigates a genetic testing service that claims to help people better understand themselves through their DNA.
Your 23 pairs of chromosomes that make you who you are.
You've probably seen the commercials for 23andMe, and maybe you've been intrigued. And it's not hard to be curious about what those 23 chromosomes that make us human say about our past, present, and future. So we had Fox Carolina's Sarah Danek find out what that California-based company is doing and how some big-time genetic advances are happening right here in our own backyard.
She's live with us here in our studio. So, Sarah, we're really curious about what you found out, especially because it got kind of personal for you, too, right?
Yeah, I was curious myself. So I reached out to 23andMe to do this story and see what it's all about. And they offered to put me through this process at no cost so I could kind of get a firsthand look at how it all works. So I sent out for that DNA kit, which promises to reveal some information about what makes you, you. And that service provides more than 60 reports that address 4 different areas. And here they are: ancestry, personal traits, wellness reports, and your carrier status report, showing if you're a silent carrier of a condition that could be passed on to your children. And tonight I'm sharing what I learned about myself and what's taking shape in both the consumer and medical world of genetic testing. To start this process, you sign up for a genetic testing kit at 23andme.com. After a few days, it arrives at your door. It does cost $199 to get that kit. It's pretty easy, though, once it arrives. There are some easy to follow instructions on here. You just spit in the tube right here. You also need to make sure to enter the barcode onto your account so that you can get the correct results. And 6 to 8 weeks later, you have your results. As I waited, I learned a little more about 23andMe from Chief Medical Officer Dr. Jill Hagencourt.
So central to our mission is to make access to your own genetic information easy, accessible, and affordable. So you can do this all from the comfort of your own home.
23andMe is a direct-to-consumer genetics service with reports approved by the FDA, and your doctor doesn't have to get involved.
We've got our wellness reports, which are things like caffeine metabolism and lactose intolerance, and then the carrier status reports, which are the FDA authorized reports.
The new perspective into our health has changed drastically in the last decade or so, and it could open doors to new kinds of health care, all based on your genetic makeup.
What 23andMe does is, again, we use this information to better understand disease and treatments, but also to better understand the genome and provide reports to our healthy, curious consumers. But that same database is incredibly powerful for labs like Greenwood Genetics, who are using genetics to diagnose sick people.
Dr. Hagencourt recently visited the Upstate and the Greenwood Genetics Center.
Our role as a company is to give the consumer a voice in this conversation that's going on.
She spoke with employees about what 23andMe does and the possibility of collaboration in the future.
I think there are some potential relationships that could be beneficial as far as just understanding genetic data, and then I would think that there's a lot of potential research that could come out of that database with the right relationship and partnership.
The center in Greenwood provides genetic services for the entire state of South Carolina and also sees patients from around the world. Their main focus is on intellectual disabilities, birth defects, and autism. But as the world of genetic testing changes, so does the future of what this center could do.
A lot of people are talking about personalized medicine or precision medicine now, and I don't think it's arrived where it needs to be, but we're starting to see impacts on that, particularly in oncology or cancer, where certain specific gene mutations might direct what type of chemotherapy or therapy is available or recommended.
As genetic testing goes more mainstream, there's a question. Do you even want to know what's in your DNA?
We try to make it very clear to people before they come into the experience that this is what's going to happen when you look at your DNA, and these are the types of things that you could see. And it's not for everybody.
Genetics knowledge and genetics data is still new, and people are a little bit frightened about it and not sure what the power is or isn't of that knowledge.
I'm getting on 23andme.com. My results are in, and I'm going to find out different traits about myself. Some I know right now, some I may not, and I'm a little bit nervous because I have been waiting for these and wanting to know. So you can go through 62 reports. I'll start here, carrier status. These are things that you could pass down to your children. There are 36 reports under here that they currently test for, and it looks like I actually do have, I'm a carrier for 1. So these are things I don't have, but this is interesting. Heredity fructose intolerance. Apparently it's a rare genetic disorder. characterized by low blood sugar levels, stomach pain, and vomiting after eating too much sugar. Also, your ancestry, that was another one I was really interested in. You can see where your family's from. French and German, that's maybe a little less than we had thought, 9%. British and Irish, I bet my family doesn't know anything about that. That's interesting. And then European, it looks like Northwestern European, it's mainly my composition. Eastern European, 31%, and Southern European, about 2.5%.
23andMe includes a list of genetic counselors in your area to contact with any questions after you receive your results. The Greenwood Genetics Center has those professionals built into their system.
I am their interpreter. I speak to women who have a 6th grade education. I speak to women who are physicians and try to take what is happening in their stressful, scary moment and make it understandable.
Circa says she doesn't have a problem with consumer-based genetic testing, but knows her job will be even more important in the coming years.
And that's really where we hope that genetic counseling and genetic professionals can help the general population to make that bridge from their lives to what this test result is.
And the professionals we spoke with stressed to us, the results of a DNA test don't mean a life or death sentence.
Changes in our genes don't always dictate what's going to happen. So just because there's a change doesn't mean you're going to have a genetic condition or a medical condition. And just because you don't have it doesn't mean you're not going to get those conditions too.